9 o'clock in the morning. It's July 13th. Are you going to set the pace for us, T-Rex? You set the pace. We want it to be nice and slow, okay? Just step out the door because it's not in a hurry Sunday. Remember, T-Rex? That's good. A mixed sky, 70 degrees, quite comfortable. Thank you, Mother Nature's air conditioning, being the Atlantic Ocean. The breeze is a little bit stronger from the east and the northeast this morning than the last 3-4 mornings. Well, it's something else this season with all these high pressure systems that have come out of Canada and then just kind of kept eastern parts of New England comfortable, cool, but also creating boundaries with rain and flash flooding. Yes, there was flash flooding again yesterday. Show you where in a minute. Looking up, altocumulus. It's a thicker altocumulus this morning than the other mornings. That's the mid-level cloud. And then the lower level cloud is the stratocumulus, also known often as fog. When it touches the ground, we've had a lot of fog. The regional roundup at just about 8:30 this morning. And Highgate, Vermont, right there in the northern Champlain Valley, 80 degrees. Dew point is 70, at least the dew point's a little lower than yesterday. But hot out of the gate in Highgate, the warmest spot in New England. Boston was in the 60s. Chatham, Massachusetts, I think temperature and dew point both 64 with a light breeze from the east. Logan Airport was calm at that time. I think obviously the breeze has picked up since then. And Logan Airport being right over there. So Highgate, Vermont yesterday hit 90 degrees. So maybe a heat wave is already underway in parts of New England, except for the fact that there are some showers near Highgate. And here's the satellite image this morning. Once again, New England starts today mostly gray, varying altitudes on these clouds. The low clouds and fog, if there's nothing above them, should burn off pretty quickly. But if you have a layer of altocumulus and then a layer of stratus or cirrus over the top of that, it's going to be slower to burn off. So sun and clouds and a pretty nice summer day here in the Northeast. And humid, again, with the dew point near 70 for most of us. The radar did show a couple of those showers, one right there over Highgate this morning, and another one, heavy rain north of Montreal this morning. Some thunderstorms over New York to start the day. So once again, 95% of us are going to have a dry day, but where it rains, it can rain really hard. Yesterday, there were several warnings and not many verifications on severe weather or flooding, but one area, one town in New England, Hancock, New Hampshire, Main Street closed due to flash flooding yesterday. We had some real slow-moving, interesting thunderstorms yesterday, which we'll see in the end more. I was tracking them. They were kind of building, and the tops were blowing off toward the south, opposite of the day before, and they were back building, but we'll look at that in a few minutes. Now, what about the weather for today? The analysis this morning, that high pressure system we kept talking about in the Gulf of Maine, then Nova Scotia, it was a 1019, then it was a 1021, strengthening and stalled, and this morning, now it's up to 1023 millibars. So it's a stronger high pressure system than the last 48 hours, and it's not moved very much at all. Very slow moving high pressure. But now the fronts to the west are getting closer, so I think that's the reason we've increased the gradient a little bit here. That's why it's a little bit more breezy. From the east here in eastern New England, it's going to come in from the south and southwest even in western New England as those low pressure systems and decaying fronts coming across the Great Lakes are going to come our way. For the last several days, I've been talking about how that front that was yesterday in Minnesota was going to come in here and raise a ruckus for us on Monday with some possible severe weather. Well, that certainly doesn't look like the case anymore, at least not according to this high-resolution NAM we're watching. We use this, and then we say those little tiny specks, especially today, well, they're not so tiny, north of the border in Vermont. Those are heavy thunderstorms near Montreal today, but otherwise just specks of showers in the thunderstorm. A little bit more progressive today, moving a little bit more, so I don't expect flash flooding. I think today's going to be the first day without flash flooding in New England since who knows when, almost a week. And those little specks tend to decay. And then what about tonight and tomorrow? That Monday front comes in, and it's not doing much, is it? I said showers and thunderstorms may survive to the coast. Well, my estimate that this tomorrow map is underdone with the extent of the showers and thunderstorms. I think we are more vulnerable to one tomorrow, and I think they are going to be fairly progressive, so that should result in not flash flooding. And this map goes out now through Tuesday, so there is a front coming through tomorrow. Well, actually, it doesn't come through. It kind of stalls and decays right over us. And then Tuesday morning, there could be some showers left near the south coast, but the 570 and the 576 line are here, so parts of inland New England are still going to get to, are potentially getting to 90 or better again by then, or if not again, then for the first time, as the heat should turn on here. Northern New England may cool off a little bit behind that front. QPF, this is the QPF showing how much rain, and it's really there. North of Vermont with the heavy rain. Flash flooding is going to happen today and tonight near Montreal. This goes out through Tuesday at 2 p.m. And look at that yellow there. 5 inches of rain forecast for Montreal. We just cannot shake these flooding events here in the northeast and southeastern Canada, on the boundary between the cooler air in Canada and the warm and real humid air that's coming up the east coast into eastern New England, even as it is kind of a low-level inversion. All right, so let's stare at these clouds a little bit. That low stratocumulus right there appears to be moving toward the north, but you can get messed up with the cloud behind it moving in a different direction. So I used to spend hours, well, minutes at a time anyway, staring up to try and see which way the clouds were going. I love when they move in different directions, but what's really interesting is that stratocumulus up not that high is moving toward the northeast, but the air in my face is coming from the northeast. And we call that differential advection, and it makes for forecasting weather a challenge. T-Rex standing next to the cat Mint. So I want to show you a couple maps. The map for this afternoon, it does show a cold front to our west, the showers and thunderstorms, and just scattered. And then I want to show you the map for tomorrow afternoon. It shows the front kind of stalling, and it turns from a cold front with the blue triangles into a stationary front. That's where you have a blue triangle, then the red moon on the other side. That's a stationary front. Tomorrow, it kind of slows down. Not a lot of weather with it, by the looks of things. And then now we advance to Tuesday morning. These maps from the Weather Prediction Center, you can just put in WPC surface maps. And Tuesday morning, it does show the front as a cold front moving east of New England with a couple of showers, especially in eastern and southern New England on Tuesday morning. And slightly less humid and slightly less hot air will come into far northern New England. So that should negate a Highgate, Vermont heat wave. But what about the heat wave potential in southern New England and Boston? The 10-day meteogram for Boston does not show a heat wave. We use the Euro model for this. It shows a lot of clouds each night, especially when the temperature, the blue line, the temperature, the red line, and the dew point, the blue line, come together each night. Again, close to 70. And it really doesn't get up to, well, it does. Looks like Wednesday night, Thursday, and Friday, the dew point gets close to 75. We've been talking about 2 more significant fronts this week, both Monday and Friday, and that Friday front is still a real moving target. Wait till you see what the Euro does next Sunday on that front. And anyhow, it does show cooler air coming in next weekend, but not really clean. Dew point does get down to about 60, but it shows showers over New England, over Boston anyway, next weekend. So there's not a single dry day forecast for New England in the next 10 days. So now we'll go to the Euro and show it in graphical form. It's basically the same run as the meteogram, the same guidance. And here it is. Shows pretty powerful storm up there in Canada. It looks like about a 995 or so, occluded up near Hudson Bay. So that front comes in tomorrow. It's kind of limping in here, south of that low to our north. And finally, the wind is going to shift and come in from the southwest for most of New England. So even at the coast, tomorrow is probably warm with a chance of a shower and a thunderstorm. Even making it to the coast late tomorrow night, early Tuesday, may wake up to some showers and storms along from Connecticut to Cape Cod as that front kind of weakens and stalls. And it's pretty busy here in the Northeast when you look at all the red numbers. And Steve's stuck. Sorry, Steve, I'm undoing you. There you go. We break for cats and dogs. All right, where was I? Yeah, birds too. The Tuesday map Front's offshore, it's weakening, not much is going on. You get high pressure building off to the south and warm air advection, but a lot of moisture around, still some subtle boundaries with a chance of off and on showers and thunderstorms. I'm sorry, slow-paced Sunday, and the 570 and the 576 are here, so temperatures, especially away from the south coast, should be up around 90. So marginal heat wave criteria. And then Thursday, that front's coming across the Great Lakes, and Friday, the front is right over us with more robust showers and thunderstorms, so that really hasn't changed much. But the position of this high pressure system next Saturday, now the 558 thickness is back to northern Maine, so that has adjusted a little cooler for next Saturday than it was yesterday. Cooler and drier, less humidity. So there's a chance that we get a day without much humidity, maybe, next Saturday. And then look what happens Sunday. There's a wave coming along this front that's stalled. And on a warm front, it tries to generate a 1,002 storm, it looks like. A lot of cut-off isobars there crossing right over New England next Sunday night and Monday morning. Looks like a little nor'easter, doesn't it? So that's definitely an outlier. That's something we'll have to watch. I think it's probably fiction. And then that races away here next Monday and Tuesday. Now it's getting into July 21st. So now it's getting into the 4th week of July. And this goes out to Wednesday, July 22nd, is that correct? I believe. With the 570 and 576 thickness. And so it just means more of the same, really. Nothing really to hang our hat on. But because there is so much action there and our ground is so saturated, we may end up with some more flooding zones. And so, all right, break for egrets. Yesterday, we saw that egret go by, and it did look like it had something like either carrying something or it had an injured leg. I'm not sure, but thank you for noticing. Our viewers are noticing a lot. Eric points out that there is an event at the New England Dragway next weekend, Friday. Big rigs, big trucks coming in. Doug Flutie's band is going to be playing. That'd be next Friday and for next weekend. And so we have a lot riding on these precious weekends here in the Northeast. I was going to show you some of the maps with the snow out west. I think I'll save that. Tomorrow begins, I think this is our 13th year at the Blue Hill Observatory, a class we teach every summer called Launch Your Meteorology Career. And we've got students from all around the nation. I think there are 19 or 20 coming in this year, the biggest class ever. And so I have to be at Blue Hill at 8:45 each morning this week. So I may have to really speed through these videos, which I hope to continue to make. I mean, I haven't missed a day in a couple of years, I don't think. And so they're going to be brief, more brief, so you're probably happy about that. Faster videos and probably a little less content. So our Not in a Hurry Sunday, Steve has assumed the position on the yard furniture. And we had a fisherman on a wave runner just walk by. He floated by, and now he's, is that your dog? No dogs on the beach. What? I know. Don't you hate that rule, T-Rex? No dogs on the beach? All right, so T-Rex is really comfortable here, and let's get to the end more. Yesterday, we were just kind of lazing around. We did go boating yesterday. Happy birthday to the Commodore at the OPYC, Jeff, on his beautiful sailboat, moving right along yesterday out there in Tern Harbor. Good to see you guys, and thank you, Doug, for the boat ride yesterday. And Dan Bach on Martha's Vineyard shared a beautiful sunset from Martha's Vineyard. And so that's our and more. Kind of lazy Sunday. Thanks for watching. Here's what happened on our Saturday. T-Rex. And more closing in on 11 a.m. on our Saturday. Get some mid-level instability. I almost think I see some altocumulus castellanus forming. Conditional instability. Thunderstorms are possible anywhere. The sky cleared right while we were shooting this morning. The video, that is. And where's Steve? Steve's rock, Steve's chair, Steve's bird feeder. Where is he? Hi. You like it under there, huh? You look like you could be a little bit tangled, but So they say, put a dog house in the yard for the hot days. How about a cat house? How about a carpet you're trying to dry out? Not very good drying weather, but the sun does wonders, doesn't it? Noontime, just edited, and as I was saying, I don't know why T-Rex had to bark. Just past noontime, and although the sun is out here, the fog is dense, cinnamon rainbows. I looked, there was a little bit of surf, but the fog was like visibility 100 feet, so not everyone burning off the fog. Looking over at Nantasket, there's that Strata-Q layer. Beautiful in North Weymouth though. 1:30 p.m. Dan Bach made it to Martha's Vineyard. He said the fog broke. Good job, Dan. And we've got the fog on our horizon to the east and to the north. A lot of boaters. Quite pleasant here in North Weymouth. And then very interesting in Boston. You can't even see the financial district for the most part in the fog. And right into the back bay, you can only see the tops of the towers, with the bottoms obscured by fog near Fenway Park, it looks like. That's a cool marine layer, more dense than the warmer air. It's always fascinating to watch how it works. We knew this would be the challenge of the weekend. The marine layer with the fog, and then inland with the showers and thunderstorms. No sign of any focused convection on my horizon just yet. I haven't checked the radar, but we'll be watching. Beautiful day at the Wessagusset Yacht Club. 2:45 p.m. Saturday and more. We've got lightning almost all the way up and down the Appalachian Trail into the Ohio Valley, including Vermont, where there's a hold on the Over Easy and the Gondola for thunder. It doesn't show up that much on our radar right now. Oh, and we've got the first flash flood warning of the day in western Massachusetts. Very similar to where it was yesterday. And look at these storms. They're not even moving. They're back building, as a matter of fact, towards the west. Fascinating. Meanwhile, in Weymouth, the sun is out, and we get the cumulus building over there, but some of the nicest weather in all of New England. Thank you. I mean, much appreciated. Also interesting about the back building toward the west, that's just toward where the heat is. The tops of the storms look like they're blowing off towards the southeast today, opposite of yesterday. Just about 4 o'clock, fresh breeze from the northeast. Perfect day for a birthday sail, would you say? I would say. Subsidence over the ocean. Sinking air. Planes taking off towards the east and turning the other way. They're gonna fly over those thunderstorms in western Massachusetts. Looks like a professional sailor the way he's moving into that wind.
Oh, he just turned right around. How did you do that?
Ready about? Handily. And those boats come around quick. The mainsail is set. And you just gotta whip that jib around. And that's what Emily's doing. I can see that in my mind too.
Right? So thank you for letting me come aboard. Oh, you don't
Nice.
coming for the ride? What's your Janet Fogarty.
Oh, one of the finest Saturdays of the year, July 12th. Bobby Ski. Danny, where are you guys? I know where you are, Danny. Where are you, Bobby Ski? The tender's not the only thing chasing us. We got horseflies chasing us now, too. Horsefly month. If they ever ask you to steer or drive or anything, just pretend you kind of know how to do it, but then do a bad job, and the captain will be right back at the wheel. Oh, is it? You go on the right side or the left side of the buoy? I don't know. I'm not sure. Kidding. I kind of know what I'm doing. You guys just relax.
Keyword.
Come on, honey. He's sending us into a rogue wave. He took the wheel back. Everything was fine. Oh boy. Well, that was close. Not kidding. Look at the planes landing toward the east at Logan. This kind of thing never gets old. An Emmy from 2003 gold circle. And free beer tomorrow at Kelly's. Yep, come on over to my house tomorrow. The Gulf of Weymouth.
Oh!
How many Ritas is the right number of Ritas? I'd say 4 Ritas. Margarita, Mama Rita, Daughter Rita, Sister Rita. Glory. Row Point. Hello, Page family. I think we're gonna need a smaller boat.
Doesn't get much smaller.
Look at that gull. Big black? No, not blackman. Red tip herring. You can really make out which way the water's moving too. Air and water moving in the same direction. So we're thinking about going up underneath the bridge into the back river, but the horsefly population just exploded in that direction, so we turned around. So we changed course due to horseflies. Low tide. Let's go back to the yard, get the kids, and call it a day here. Oh, little faint sundog there. Ice crystals up in the sky. 7 p.m. Of course, there's flash flooding in Pennsylvania. Look at that storm, kind of moving toward the north. The blow off of that little flash flooding there on the western side of Hillsborough County, New Hampshire. Top of that cloud blows off toward the south. I guess that's it right there. I guess that's it for our video today too, because it's not in a hurry Sunday, which we want to start on a Saturday. But I think Steve and Rex need to go out before we go out. So there's a tiny little bunny there. I don't think Rex can catch it, but Steve could. But let's just see what happens here. Okay. A rabbit knew. Good luck. Yeah, in the sun it says 88 degrees. Where'd that rabbit go? T-Rex gives up so easy. Rabbits laugh at him. Steve, on the other hand, is more formidable. So, very low tide. Thanks for that boating, Doug and everybody at OPYC. The heron we saw this morning took off. Looked like it had a bum leg or something. Is that the same one? Hard to tell. T-Rex doing what the T-Rex loves to do. Usually there's a dead worm underneath where he does that. No doubt. And we're off to the next thing, but I'm gonna leave the camera at home. So this is the end of the day video with the time lapse and the piano and stuff. Steve over at Steve's Rock and the drying carpet. Yep. Beautiful Saturday here on the Gulf of Weymouth. That fog burned off right before our eyes at 10 a.m. That was so neat when that barge went by right there. Oh, Steve just took off after the rabbit. Oh, it sounds like he caught him. I will not allow Steve to take that rabbit. Beautiful day here in North Weymouth. Didn't open the pool this year. Cape Cod. Did the fog burn off in South Dennis? Probably. There goes the rabbit. Probably. I think so. We saw Dan Bach getting into the vineyard. The fog was gone off the vineyard. Here the plane's taking off toward the east and then turning south. Steve content with just smelling the bunny and not chasing him. And we're going to another venue before the sun goes down, so this is it for today. Thanks for watching. Not in a hurry Sunday. Hope it's a good one for you. Talk to you tomorrow.